As on St. Kitts, where several tourism accommodation properties remain in various stages of non-operation or non-development, so too is the case on Nevis. At a recent press conference hosted by Nevis's Premier Mark Brantley, the news media were informed of challenges with proposed hotel developments and existing issues with previously operational hotels on Nevis.
The Wyndham Hotel, the last report we got from them is something saying that they were still interested. We're quite not sure what that means, but they, of course, had come, they had a plan, and they say they were derailed by the pandemic. So at this point, I don't really have an update in relation to them. Nisbet Plantation is a sore point for us. In fact, we are considering what options might be available to the government. Nisbet was under contract to be sold to some new developers. It appears that there has been some dispute between the buyer and seller, which has now ended up in court. And in the meantime, Nisbet has gone into liquidation. And so the owners of Nisbet have moved the court to put the company into liquidation. We are very concerned because Nisbet, of course, is a strategic asset here on the island of Nevis. At its heyday, it employed dozens of people and was one of our, frankly, one of our more luxurious and storied hotel properties here on the island. And so it is heartbreaking what has happened over there. And so the government is looking to see what options the government might have in relation to that particular property. Indian Castle property, the last report again we had on that is that the developer says now that he has the necessary resources. I said says now because he has said that in the past before. And we're hopeful that this time he has what it takes to get this over the line. And so the government continues to work with that developer. We have not had any announcements because we have said to him we've had sufficient announcements on this. Where we want now is a groundbreaking and an actual hotel development that's happening there. So Wyndham, Nisbet, Indian Castle, the Old Manor Hotel, unfortunately, is privately held, and that has languished for many, many years. I think it has been there now probably for over 2 decades. And we do not know what's happening with that, whether they've been able to find a buyer. But the government has no particular interest in terms of financial or ownership interest in the Old Manor, so I'm not sure what's happening there.
Both islands are dealing with accommodation issues while pushing to increase stayover visitors to support increased airlift and the strengthening of the tourism industry in the Federation. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.